Guess what? You may be surprised to know this, but Tom Hanks is actually probably one of the most well-liked people in Hollywood. Probably not surprised by that. So anyone who got clickbaited by this title, I guess, gotcha! Today on Top 10 Beyond the Screen, it's the top 10 celebrities who refuse to work with Tom Hanks. Disclaimer: many of you seem to take umbrage with the fact that people on part 1 refuse to be in the same movie Tom Hanks was in, and I don't know if you know, but that's about the best you're gonna get when talking about people who refuse to work with Tom Hanks. Anyways, moving on, at number 10 is Isaac Kappy. You may not know this name very well, and that's because actor Isaac Kappy's biggest claim to fame is being the pet store owner in 2011's Thor movie for like 20 seconds maybe. Yeah, well, this guy took to 4chan to claim that a big group of celebrities, primarily Seth Green but also Steven Spielberg, Stephen Colbert, Bill Clinton, and of course Tom Hanks, are all part of a secret underground ring of criminals who have a preference for the most innocent members of our society. None of the allegations by Kappy against anyone he mentioned have been confirmed or proven true in any way whatsoever, and many believe that Kappy might be mentally unstable, which may have something to do with why the tables have turned on Kappy, who became investigated by the LAPD for being aggressive with Paris Jackson at a party, threatening people on social media, and being incredibly over the top with Seth Green and his wife. Nonetheless, I doubt he would allow himself to ever work with Tom Hanks. But then again, I doubt anyone will want to work with him after all that anyways, so there you go. Number 9. Bill O'Reilly. A few years back, some 2004 footage of a school fundraiser that was being emceed by Mr. Hanks leaked online. The reason this footage went viral was because of another parent who also took to the stage in blackface, which got Hanks exposed for being acquainted with a racist parent. Well, the clip also features Hanks making a joke when he said, quote, "Who would have thought that Bill O'Reilly would join us?" insinuating, probably accurately, that Bill O'Reilly is a racist. It turns out Bill was also actually at the fundraiser. Hanks issued a public apology saying, quote, "I used Bill O'Reilly as the punchline of an uncomfortable joke that was hardly funny and was unfair. I have no reason to think Mr. O'Reilly would have found both the reason for the joke nor my use of it funny in any way." Now, sure, O'Reilly forgave Hanks, but he probably gets that kind of thing a lot, so I don't know if that really matters. No? Number 8. James Gandolfini. Catch Me If You Can is one of Tom Hanks' biggest movies, with some real huge names to throw its weight around with. But while the cast included Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, Christopher Walken, Martin Sheen, and James Brolin, before Spielberg signed on to direct this one though, it was originally going to be directed by Gore Verbinski, who had previously cast and signed actors such as Ed Harris and James Gandolfini. Originally, it was supposed to be Gandolfini who played the role that was eventually adapted into Hanks' character in the film, but alas, conflicts with DiCaprio led to Verbinski having to forego the project to Spielberg, and with that, Gandolfini was no longer in, and Tom Hanks swept in to take his place, and the rest is history. Number 7. David Alan Grier. A film and Broadway veteran, David Alan Grier in the early 1990s was best known for his role in Boomerang and the sketch comedy series In Living Color. Just like Dave Chappelle on part 1, Grier was also offered the role of Bubba in Forrest Gump alongside Tom Hanks. It would have been the biggest job yet for Grier, but still, the actor passed. That's even with the fact that director Robert Zemeckis asked him 3 separate times, and even Tom Hanks himself wanted Grier for the movie. Still, Grier stood by his decision. When talking of the choice with Busy Tonight in 2018, he said, and I quote, "I'm like, listen, if I'm going to be playing a mentally challenged person, I get to be the lead. I can't be no mentally challenged sidekick. So I read 20 pages and said, listen man, I'm not going in on this." He's talking about shrimp the whole damn movie. Now, he did admit that he screwed that up though, and yeah, kind of. Also, his reasoning is a little bit of a weird one if you ask me, but I guess I get it. Sort of. Not really. Number 6. Billy Crystal. Before comedian and actor Billy Crystal brought us the voice of Mike Wazowski in Monsters Inc., he was very nearly cast in another animated movie. Billy Crystal was very nearly the voice of the beloved Buzz Lightyear in Pixar's debut film Toy Story back in 1995, alongside Tom Hanks, who, as I'm sure you know, played Woody. After casting Hanks, John Lasseter, the director, approached Crystal specifically, convinced that he had the perfect voice for Buzz, which I gotta say, I cannot imagine imagine the voice of Mike Wazowski on Buzz Lightyear, like at all. Thankfully for us though, but unfortunately for him, Crystal quickly passed on the project. Unsurprisingly, after Toy Story was released with Tim Allen as Buzz and became the highest grossing film of 1995, he regretted it. He famously told Yahoo Entertainment, quote, "I'm the schmuck who turned down Toy Story." And yeah, you are. Number 5. Debra Winger. In 1992, A League of Their Own attracted huge audiences with its star-studded cast that included, of course, Tom Hanks, but also Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, and Lori Petty playing team members on the Rockford Peaches, who were a team in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League that was around during World War II. Debra Winger, known for 80s movies like Urban Cowboy, An Officer and a Gentleman, and Terms of Endearment, had signed up to play the lead character, Dottie Hinson, and she got into it, spending 3 months training with the Chicago Cubs. Well, that is until she learned that Madonna had been cast in the film. Just like that, Winger was out. She would later tell The Telegraph that she felt like the movie had become a pop star showcase and that few of the other actors had prepared as extensively as she had. Clearly, they were not good enough for her, so Gina Davis got to play Dottie instead, acting alongside Hanks instead of Winger. Number 4. Kathleen Turner. 1986's The Money Pit starred Hanks and Shelley Long as a young couple, Walter and Anna, who buy their dream house only to find that everything that can go wrong with it does, resulting in all kinds of destructive mishaps and costly repairs. Well, Long was not the first choice for Anna. Originally, the role of Anna would have gone to Kathleen Turner. This was right after she put out Romancing the Stone, among other hits. Kathleen got offered Anna in The Money Pit, but at the same time got approached for a sequel to Romancing the Stone. Despite an apparently subpar script and a fight about salary for Romancing the Stone, Turner still decided to do The Jewel of the Nile over The Money Pit, and by extension, she decided to do that film over working with Tom Hanks. I'm sure she was just fine with it though, considering she's pretty big. Number 3. Howard Stern. Howard Stern does not dislike Tom Hanks, and he may not have even refused to work with the guy. I just want to talk about this. Sorry, but also not really. He may be fine with Tom, but Howard definitely is not a fan of Hanks' family black sheep. If you have not heard of Chet Hanks and how he is a menace, well, a quick Google search will enlighten you to his use of racial slurs, DUIs, and bad rapping. Yes, this Hanks is a rapper named Hayes, and he stinks. Well, on his show, Howard Stern made it pretty obvious he doesn't like the young Hanks and called out his list of embarrassments. Chet Hayes Hanks didn't like being called out like that, so he took to Twitter like a true brave boy, writing, quote, "Do you have any idea how badly I'm going to you when I see you? You can't run from me forever, knock knees. One day, maybe tomorrow, maybe 10 years from now, I am going to see you in person and I am going to hurt you. I hope you travel with security. Please have me on your show. I'll poop on you and your yuppie sidekicks on your own show. It's a shame you don't hang in the same circles as my family, not enough bread for that, cause if you did, I would have already seen you." And I mean, where the hell did Tom Hanks go wrong when raising this clown? I honestly don't understand. Howard may not dislike Hanks, but I'm sure he isn't a fan of part of Tom's parenting skills. But even then, the other Hanks children are all like super lovely, so I don't know, man. I don't get it. I just don't understand. Coming in at number 2 is Samantha Lewes, and it's speculation time. Samantha Lewes was the first wife of Tom Hanks before his long-lasting marriage to Rita Wilson. Lewes was a talented actress who effortlessly combined her beauty and brains to get her fans' undivided attention. Samantha may not have bagged numerous awards, but she was an impressive achiever in her own right. Her and Hanks only acted together, according to IMDb, once in Bosom Bodies in 1981. Tom Hanks and Samantha Lewes started living separately due to misunderstandings and complications, and these were the significant factors for their eventual split. They got divorced, and they each went their separate way. According to Tom Hanks, his divorce was caused by getting married at a very young age due to loneliness, and it was too early for him to take on additional responsibilities. How long was Tom Hanks married to Samantha Lewes? Well, they were married for 9 years. They got divorced in 1987 and never acted together again. But the relationship was actually quite good, and they co-parented fairly well up until Samantha passed away due to bone cancer, which devastated Hanks. But still, they never worked together since then, so I'm just saying. And in at number 1, D. David Morin. Yes, we're sticking with the speculation here because honestly, even people that have bad pasts with Tom Hanks still love Tom Hanks. After the divorce from Lewis, Tom Hanks went on to start seeing and eventually marrying actress Rita Wilson, and they became one of the most successful celebrity couples around. But just like Tom, Rita had been betrothed before to another actor named D. David Morin, and well, what do you know, he's never worked with Tom Hanks, which by the standards of of this video must mean that he's refused to work with Hanks, regardless of the fact that they actually have zero issues and are just completely different tiers of actors. That's the list. This is Beyond the Screen. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.